Hey everyone, Dark Cross here, back with another review. This is the Weta Workshop Knightmare Joker from the Zack Snyder's Justice League quarter scale statue, and I got this one through a Black Friday deal. It was I think retail $8.99, and they were getting rid of their inventory, so they were for $99, which I think is probably like the best statue deal I've ever received. So let's just take a look at the box. In the front, it had the Joker. On the side, just has kind of like a Joker card symbol. Another picture of the statue again, and again the Joker card. And then on the front, similar to the Nightmare Batman, there is a process on creating the Joker statue. So unlike the Batman and I think the other ones, this one is actually traditionally sculpted. So who's the sculptor on here? Daniel Cockercell? Yeah. He shows him sculpting it traditionally in clay. It looks really awesome. So I like how Weta does this and provides videos of them actually creating the statue. I always think that's a cool ad. So let's check it out. All right, here are the contents. We have the Joker's body in the middle, the right hand with the gun, the left hand it's going to be holding up the Joker card or the Batman cowl. There's the Joker card. Let's see, we have the gun on his right side, the gun on his left side. You have the base, and we have the switch out hand with the crowbar and the portrait. So let's get them together. All right, here is display option 1, I guess. Well, multiple display options, but for Zack Snyder's Knightmare Joker from the Snyder Cut of the Justice League. So yeah, this Joker, it's Jared Leto. He first portrayed the Joker in I think 2016 Suicide Squad, where he had a bunch of tattoos and stuff. I guess they try to make him like a modern kind of gangster, but as the Joker. So he had the tattoos and he was like running like a criminal, underworld. I mean, they didn't really go that much into it. Leto is a good actor, but he didn't really have like much to work with, I think, with that script. But yeah, so here is how he appeared in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and the tattoos on his face are gone. I mean, he's covered up, so we don't know if he still has the tattoos on, or it was not part of Zack's plan to have that in there. But yeah, again, this was traditionally sculpted, and it looks pretty cool. Like again, with Weta, the base is amazing. Like the environmental base that they do compared to other statues that I've had is, I mean, I've never had a Prime 1 or anything, or seen a Prime 1. Oh, I've seen Prime 1s in person, but I haven't seen anything quite like this. So you see that the concrete of this street is a different color than what's underneath, which is what is in real life. Underneath, I mean, it's just like dirt and stuff like that. So on top is the actual concrete, and it's a different color separation. So when you've seen other statues that I've shown, kind of like the XM Reverse Flash or other ones where they have broken up concrete, it's all the same color. Like it's almost like they're only showing the concrete, or they're trying to show, okay, well, you have a street here, but below it, it's just a slightly different color. It's almost like rock. Whereas Weta, understands that, hey, it's going to be a different color and different texture than what's on top. So in terms of the base, I like it. I mean, it's paint-wise is fantastic. Sculpt-wise fantastic. The only paint-wise it's not very good is this. I don't know what this is. I mean, I'm assuming it was supposed to be like the yellow lines of a street, but it's all runny. Like, okay, so if it's paint that dripped, like, why would he have paint? I mean, why would there be paint on the concrete? Why doesn't he have paint on him? Why would he need the paint for? Who knows? So I think this was meant to be part of the street, the lines, and they just did a poor job of painting it, like a really poor job, because it's pretty bad. Unless it somehow melted from, I don't know, Darkseid's beams or whatever's going on. Anyway, again, about the base, it is huge. So I think it's overly too big, similar to the Nightmare Batman. I mean, it takes up a lot of space. So I don't know what this is, maybe like 12 to 16 inches more. I don't know. But his pose also doesn't help. I mean, his legs are outstretched, so they need to get it a little bit wide. But they could have cut a lot of this out. You know, maybe here, maybe like an oval looking base. You would still get the the gist of it, that he's in a, you know, destroyed landscape. But a lot of this could have been removed and still held the statue in place, seeing as how heavy the base actually is. So that was a miss for me there. I mean, it's very difficult to display because he takes so much space, and yet the Joker is only on half of it. As you can see here from this angle, he's outstretched back, and literally like half the base is just base. Like there's all this negative space here. And that's one other thing that I dislike about about this piece is the actual pose. I mean, like, what is he doing? He's celebrating, but he has his back arched. I don't know. I don't know. And I do know I've seen interviews with Weta where they really didn't have the movie to see when they made these pieces. I think Zack Snyder just sent him a production shot or a photo test of Leto like sitting down as a Joker, so they kind of knew what he was dressed like, but they didn't know the scene. So I mean, I think that's part of the reason why they just made this random kind of pose. So in terms of the sculpt of the statue and the paint work and everything about it, it's amazing. It's perfect. So you can go here. Let's just go with his costume. I mean, you can just see he's wearing like, I don't know, like a doctor's or a asylum gown or whatever. But there's folds, there's wrinkles everywhere in the suit, in the thing he's wearing. So even in the back, you know how you go to a doctor's office and you have like two things to tie, it's back there as well. Like the traditional sculpt on this is incredible. Like even the back, like the SWAT symbol, like he has the, you know, pouches here, you have the buckles, like everything looks amazing. Like this is a truly incredible sculpt. um and you go here with his guns. He has the guns on each holster. They peg in. Same with his hand, and the crowbar is bloody. You have all the Gotham PD, you know, emblems he's collected, and that looks awesome as well. I mean, yeah, I mean it's all. I mean, you can tell it's all one sculpt, but yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, there's no really negatives here regarding the sculpt. And here's the Harley's gun right there in the back. And we go to the Batman cowl that he's holding. It just rests on his hand. I'm not going to use this. I'm going to put it with my XM Doomsday as part of the base. Like, you know, yeah, you have Batman's cowl there. And now we have the face. So to me, kind of looks like Leto. All right, I mean, not fully, but I think Leto is a bit thinner here. I mean, it could have just been the photo that they had of him, because in the actual Snyder cut, he looks a lot thinner. Like, you know, doesn't look, his face doesn't look as full. But other than that, I mean, the eyes. Like, let's try to go in, zoom in a bit more. Here we go. Look at that. You have the wrinkles around his eyes, the wrinkle, the texture in his skin, the teeth, the lips, everything. I mean, the eyes are staring straight. The hair is really well done. I know this one, I may have to use a hairdryer to like put it back, because I think it normally sits like this, but right here it's kind of going into his teeth. I think it's just how it was sitting in the box, and it just kind of like went into that angle. But check it out. I mean, it looks like Leto. He just probably needs to be a little bit thinner. And yeah, I mean, look, the teeth are done amazing too. I mean, they're glossy and they're all like black looking, like he had in the film, and he has the cuts on his face. I mean, everything here is done incredible. I mean, check that out. It's a amazing sculpt on this. And then even like the hairs on the side of his head here, you can see like there's almost like strands. So yeah, I mean, they did a great job on this. And if you look at the making of, like each of these hairs, like, you see him sculpt it and like individually put them there. Like, so I mean, yeah, sculpting job is fantastic. And let's just keep the close up for a bit on the rest of it. I mean, you see the USA stamp on his vest, the knife, Gotham SWAT in the back. You can even see the names of the officers, or what is it? Is that the name? So let's see. Yeah, I think that's the names of the officers on there. So yeah, I mean, everything has incredible detail. Incredible detail. So let's back up, and then I'll put on the other switch outs. All right, so this is the switch out that I will be using, and it kind of makes more sense to the scene because he is holding the machine gun, and he is offering Batman the Joker card here. So just go in a bit. Here's the Joker card right there. So it has good detail. It matches the Joker symbol on the box, and it's literally just like a piece of paper, you know, front and back, and then you just slide it in between his fingers here, and then it just stays there. Yeah, so then the gun, I had it go around him because there's like a magnet on this strap, and then I just kind of went around his head and then put the head on. The head, for me, it's not very stable. Like, it's in there, it's not going to fall like if you don't move it, but it's just not all the way in. There was a strand of hair that's kind of curling under his thing. I mean, again, I think that happened during shipping. I kind of moved it, put it down, but it's still a bit wobbly. And then you have the gun here. The gun, yeah, I mean, looks pretty good. I mean, the sculpt on it, again, is really good. So I had a hard time trying to get this thing in. It kind of goes in like just, you know, below where his arm and his body meet. But that goes in, and he has, yeah, he's just holding it. I mean, I think this looks better than the crowbar. Makes more sense to the movie because he didn't have the crowbar in there. And yeah, so that's essentially it for this. This is the one I'm going to be keeping. I think this is the better switch outs to use. And yeah, again, like I said, I mean, incredible sculpt on the Joker. Pretty good likeness, not as great as I think the Ben Affleck has a better likeness. Again, I mean, I think this looks like Leto. He probably needs to be a bit thinner, you know, like malnourished kind of look like that he had in the movie. So yeah, it looks like he had a lot to eat. So I don't know. I mean, again, like with the pose, I mean, the pose is something that, you know, I mean, it's a cool statue. I mean, it's a cool look, but like I don't know how it makes sense to the scene. I mean, has the Batman landed? He has his gun out. He still has the card, and he's like, "Come at me, Batman." You know, I don't know. I mean, not Batman. I mean, Superman. When Superman lands, I mean, who knows? Point in time. But again, I don't think Weta had any footage of him. They just had the photo that Snyder sent them to do this sculpt. And the only other miss for me is just the base is just way too big. I think they could have made it a bit smaller to accommodate space. And again, you know, maybe the pose, like I said, the pose, it's kind of weird, but I mean, what else could you have done? It would have been more static. I mean, this is kind of like an action type of pose. But yeah, and he fits well with the other ones. I'll bring out my other Snyderverse characters, and then we'll do a compare. All right, so here's the Joker with my other Snyderverse characters. We have the Weta Batman over there. We have the Sideshow Suicide Squad 2 Harley Quinn, and then we have the custom Superman. I have just a bust. I have like I said before in another video, I haven't had time to get them out. I mean, I have no space to display them. That base is just so massive. So once I build a shelf, I'll probably put him up and do a review on him. But yeah, so Joker always looks a bit small in other pictures I've seen compared to the other characters, but he's actually not. It's just the way he's arched. His back is arched. Let me try to get him more in line with Harley. So you can see here, they're pretty much the same size. Like Joker's about the same size as Harley. If he wasn't arching his back and like moving forward with that. It's just the way you see it on video or in pictures, with the base being the Joker being in the back half of the base, and then the other half of the base showing in the front, it just makes him look smaller when you see him in pictures and stuff. But he's true quarter scale size. It's just his position and the fact that this base goes out halfway in front of the base is the base. There's so much negative space in front of it that it just gives the illusion that he's smaller. Same thing with the Nightmare Batman. So I kind of have him around this the same position, well, the same torso position. So you can see that they're about the same size. Obviously, Joker's a bit shorter than Batman, but he is true quarter scale. So like when you kind of go back more, because this base goes out so much, he makes him look smaller, but he's actually not. So yeah, I mean, this is my Snyderverse collection at this point. I've noticed that for me, I like to collect comic versions of Marvel characters, but for DC, I like the movie pieces, and I think it's just how I grew up. I grew up watching the live action, Superman with Christopher Reeve, the Superboy show, and on TV, the Flash TV show, then the Batman from the '60s with Adam West, and then Michael Keaton. So like all that stuff, I'm more connected to DC with the movies. I did read the comics later after I started with Marvel. But I have noticed that I do gravitate more towards movie pieces for DC. So unless it's just a character, if it's a character like Sinestro that I like, I mean, they had him in the a movie, but I mean, I don't want that one. So I just, and they don't really have a statue of him with that. So I just got like the comic one. Wonder Woman, I have a comic piece because just there's no good quarter scale Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. So, things like that and other characters that they just won't make. I mean, no one made a really good, the live action versions of Doomsday weren't very good except for the Superman and Lois. That one was pretty comic accurate. So I got the comic version of that. So, things like that. But if there is a movie piece that's quarter scale, most likely that's DC, I'll probably get that and put it in with my collection. Like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, I'll probably get down the line. So, so here it is. Weta Nightmare Joker. If you're able to pick this up for $99, again, amazing deal. If not, I mean, I know I've seen right after that deal happened, everyone on eBay is trying to flip it for like $300 to $400. So, anyway, it's still a good price. If you liked Leto in that brief scene and you want a movie Joker that's, not Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson, I mean, this is a good option. So, thanks for watching.